Hello and welcome back to the Sergio Perez career. Today we're at Interlagos for the Brazilian Grand Prix. And we cut to the end of our first flying lap and we go P2 for the moment. And then we cut onto our second lap and that puts us up to P7.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, with Nico Rosberg alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Verstappen, Ricciardo, Kimi Raikkonen and Vettel, Bottas, Perez, Alonso and Jenson Button, Fiat, Massa, Nico Hülkenberg and Sainz, Grosjean, Gutierrez, Pascal Wehrlein and Jolyon Palmer, Magnussen and Harry Anto, Felipe Nasser and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
And it is 4 lights, it is 5 lights for the Brazilian Grand Prix and away we go. Looks like we've had a good start compared to the Williams driver. We're going to go into turn 1 and maybe look to go up the inside of the Ferrari and try and hold it around the outside, but we don't hold it around the outside of Vettel. But into turn 3 we're going to go around the outside of both Ferraris. What a great overtaking move that was. As we now go into turn 4, we're going to go up the inside of the Red Bull of Verstappen and we do touch his side pod a wee bit there. But there is no damage done, so that's fine, but we have lost a bit of time. And now we're looking at a replay of the Ferrari of Vettel going up the inside of Verstappen, going into turn 1, they're going to hold it around the outside into turn 2, they're side by side, now going into turn 3. This is a great battle between the Ferrari and the Red Bull drivers. And now into turn 4, it's going to be 2 wide, and now it's going to be 3 wide into turn 4, with both Ferraris going up the inside of Verstappen. And now the Ferrari drivers now side by side going out of turn 5 and up towards turn 6, and which Ferrari driver is going to come out on top in this side by side battle? It looks like it's going to be Vettel round the outside, or it's going to be Raikkonen up the inside. What a great battle this has been. Now we cut to the next lap as Vettel now overtakes his Ferrari teammate Raikkonen into turn 1, and they're going to go side by side into turn 2, as are the Red Bull and the Williams driver, and a couple of other cars behind as well. And now into turn 4 they go. But now we cut to a battle from the Mercedes drivers into turn 4. It is Lewis Hamilton going up the inside of Nico Rosberg. Who's going to come out on top? It's Lewis Hamilton. And now we cut back to the battle from the Ferraris into turn 1, and the Ferraris are side by side once again. Who's it going to be that comes out on top this time as we go round to turn 3 and down the back straight? They're side by side once more, and the Williams driver looks to get in the mix as well, as it looks like Vettel has lost out to Verstappen as well. So Vettel has lost not only out to Raikkonen but to the Williams and Verstappen as well, as the Williams of Bottas goes around the outside of the Ferrari but doesn't manage to overtake the car. Now we cut back to the Mercedes battle, and this time it's Rosberg going up the inside of Hamilton into turn 1, around the outside into turn 2, and that'll turn to the inside for turn 3, and Rosberg's managed to overtake his teammate out of turn 3, and Ricciardo looks to overtake into turn 4 but goes back in the slipstream, but Hamilton's going to overtake Rosberg once more going into turn 4, and Hamilton has re-overtaken his teammate to take the lead of the race. But now we cut back to our POV as we go into the pits for a set of hard tyres, and it looks like the team are going to be double stacking with the 2 cars, ourselves and Hülkenberg. But we cut later into lap 7 and we're going to go up the inside of Jolyon Palmer into the tight right-hander, and we do that successfully. And from last season that was a good place for us to overtake, but we cut back to the Mercedes battle and this time it's Rosberg going up the inside of Hamilton, and so they've both made their stops, and they're both on hard tyres, but Hamilton goes back up the inside of Rosberg, going into turn 1, and they side by side into turn 3, and this time it's Hamilton that's going to come out on top in this battle. What great battles we're having on track in this Brazilian Grand Prix. And there was a look to go up the inside there from one of the Mercedes, but they thought better of it. I think that was Rosberg there. But now we cut again later into the race, and this time it's Rosberg going up the inside of Hamilton. And who's going to come out on top this time? And this is getting quite repetitive once more. And they're side by side down the back straight, and it looks like it's Rosberg that's taken the lead of the Grand Prix. And yes, that is Rosberg that is in the lead. Now finally we're back to our POV. Rosberg's out of the race. So have the two Mercedes drivers collided in their battles? We'll find out in a minute. Rosberg is off to the right there. And let's see what happened. Oh, and it was an engine failure. Such disappointment for Rosberg, who was winning the race and possibly could have gone on to win the Brazilian Grand Prix, but he is out of this race, and that is not going to be good for him in his championship hopes. Now we cut to lap 15 it is, and Raikkonen's gone up our inside, and we're going to try and hold in the inside into turn 2 and around the outside of turn 3, and we have defended the position from the Ferrari driver of Kimi Raikkonen, but he's going to come back at us into turn 4. We're going to try and hold it round the outside, but he gets the better traction out of turn 4, and we have lost the place to Kimi Raikkonen. But we cut on to lap 17, and we have gone up the inside of Raikkonen. A bit of a dive bomb move, as we were late on the brakes, and we have overtaken the Ferrari driver to go back into P3. But is he going to come back at us into turn 4? Yes, he is. And can we hold it round the outside this time? Let's see. Oh, we just run out of road, which means Raikkonen gets better traction out of the corner. And now we're going to have to try and overtake him into the tight right-hander, which has been a happy hunting ground for us last season and this season in the Perez career. But cutting to the checkered flag, and we're going to come home for a solid P3 finish. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Sergio Perez career. If you did, leave a like, share the video around, and subscribe to the channel for more F1 videos including this series and the career mode series. So see you next time for another video, and goodbye.